Good morning, Earth Science students. I wanted to walk you through the earthquake epicenter activity final question because the whiteboard tools are not very obvious, and so I wanted to help you out locating what tools you'll need in order to draw 3 circles for the distances from each of the cities to the earthquake epicenter. It might help to write down the distances that you calculated in those questions so that when you come to draw them on the whiteboard, you'll have them handy. But if you need to, you can click the check mark. It will let you go back to your answers for questions 4, 5, and 6, and then you can use that to help you draw the appropriate circles. So I'm just going to take the first point here, San Diego, which I calculated to be 750 kilometers from the earthquake's epicenter. And so I'm going to go to this whiteboard tool. I see San Diego here, and I'm going to draw a circle with a radius of 750 kilometers. And so I'll actually just write that over here so I can kind of keep in mind what I'm trying to do. 750 kilometers is the radius of the circle. And so if 750 kilometers is the radius of the circle, that means from the center to the edge, I'm going to draw a circle with a diameter that is twice that. So 750 times 2, and you're free to use a calculator here if you need to, gives you 1,500 kilometers. And the reason that I need this number is because the whiteboard tool has us draw circles by their diameter, and I'll kind of explain that. So I'm going to select the circle tool, which is this one here. And I'm going to go down to this chart and I'm going to use the scale. So I want a circle with a diameter of 1,500 kilometers, and 1,500 is right about here. And so I'll start at 0 and I'll go out to 1,500. And so if you kind of see, that means that the radius, 750, is like the middle point of our circle. So we've got 750 is the midpoint. In order to move the circle so that the center is over San Diego, you'll click on this kind of bracket tool or the select tool, and then that will let you select the circle and then move it. And so San Diego is right there, and I'm going to put it in the center of the circle. And this is just an approximate center, but there is San Diego. Now I'm just going to click the check mark so I can exit and go back to my data points. So my next one, Helena, Montana, is 1,250 kilometers from the epicenter. So I'll go back to the whiteboard. I'm just going to write that down again to keep it easy to remember. So 1,250 is the radius. I'm going to multiply that by 2. And that gives me 2,500 kilometers. So I need a circle with a diameter of 2,500 kilometers. I'll pick the circle tool. I'll start here at 0. And we end the scale at 2,000, so I have to just sort of approximate that that's about 2,500. I'm going to pick the bracket tool again to select the circle. And Helena, Montana is right over here. So I will move the center of the circle. And again, you're making an approximation, but that looks to be about the center there. And I'm going to go back to get our third point. And so the third point is Dallas, Texas, which is 1,100 kilometers. And that's what I calculated for the distance from the epicenter. So 1,100. And I'll get my writing tool out here again. So 1,100 times 2 is going to give me about 2,200 kilometers as the diameter of my circle. Select the circle tool, back down here to my scale. And again, I'm going to have to approximate 22 to be about there. I'll select it with the select tool. And Dallas, Texas is in this area. And so we can kind of see my circles were not perfect, but it appears that if they were to intersect, it would be around this area. And so I'm just going to take my scribble tool and I'm going to change it to red. And I'm going to say that somewhere in this area, and this is a huge approximation, is the epicenter of our earthquake. And if I was more accurate with my circle distances, you could see that all three circles would overlap in this one spot, and that would be the epicenter of our earthquake. So let me know if you need help with this question or help with any other part of this activity. Keep up the great work, and have a great rest of the day.